Before I start and talk my shit, I want to say that I am one of the biggest Jaime Munguia fans out there. I am Mexican, just like he is. Jaime Munguia is a fighter that I am proud of and always excited to see. Jaime Munguia is the type of fighter that when he fights, you make plans around with the homies to get together. Or if you're trying to put somebody onto boxing, you want them to watch a Jaime Munguia type of fight. His fights are wild, violent, and exciting. Though Munguia is a fan favorite, this video wouldn't be interesting unless I talked about his mistakes, which I will. Let's start off by saying that Munguia is one of the top talents in all of Mexico. In fact, I think he's one of the top talents in Mexico for the past 100 years. We're talking about a dude who literally has it all athletically. Fast, he's strong, he's powerful, he's got stamina like Ron Jeremy. He's got a good chin, he's very agile, and just a genetic specimen. He's still young and he's got a lot going for him as of now. When he fought at 154, he could have literally killed anybody. I remember like it was yesterday in 2018, Munguia wanted to fight Triple G because he needed a challenger. I believe he was like 18 or 19. He was hungry and the commission said no, he's too young to fight a killer like Triple G. Well, HBO thought they could make the fight happen, so they invested in Munguia. I'm guessing they flew him out and all that, gave him the sweet, the Vegas treatment. But the fight was disallowed by the commission. Thus, Munguia fights at 154 against Saddam Ali, or Ali Saddam, one of the best boxers in U.S. Olympic history. He was a great amateur, an Olympian, and he had a record of 25-1 at time. And Munguia went out and marked him. Munguia was an opponent, and even Roy Jones was like, wow, like this guy needs to be fighting Triple G, not these guys. Munguia could have gotten rid of Saddam Ali in one round, but the referee kind of helped him. Ali survived a few more rounds, but he was ultimately stopped in the 4th round. We saw what type of talent Munguia had, a 19-year-old just going in there and marking one of the top U.S. Olympic boxers. Though he is a rare breed and has been impressive at times, I still believe Munguia is wasted talent. You see, I first saw Munguia fight in 2015. Then again on TV in 2018, and throughout the years. Let's fast forward to 2024. Jaime Munguia in 2024 still fights like Jaime Munguia in 2015. What does that mean? Well, let me explain. Munguia has some good wins over his career, but nothing special. Nothing special to go home and brag about. And the reason this is because I believe Munguia has bad promoters, bad managers, and a bad team around him. He's been fighting guys that really can't challenge him for all of his career. There hasn't been a single fight except for the Saddam Ali fight where Munguia was an underdog. Every fight that he's had in his career, he's always been expected to win and win in brutal fashion. You see, Munguia is a fan favorite. People love to see this guy fight. So greedy promoters, managers, etc. have kept this kid from improving by putting non-stop cans in front of him. They never challenged him until this Canelo fight. Canelo, on the other hand, who became a professional at 15, fought the legend, and I mean legend, Sugar Shane Mosley at 22. And just went out there and quite frankly, just beat his ass. And a few months later, he fought arguably the best boxer ever in Floyd Mayweather Jr. at 22 as well. See, this is a fighter who has climbed the ranks, who was promoted properly and managed correctly. He kept getting stiffer competition with each fight every year to where we see him where he is now. Canelo is the best boxer in the world. Munguia, on the other hand, is more talented than Canelo physically, yet he's nowhere near the skill level of Canelo. That should tell you everything you need to know about this fight that's coming up. Jaime Munguia is set to fight Canelo. In my opinion, it doesn't look very good for him. Yeah, Munguia is going to get paid, and if you look at his Instagram, he likes to flex a little bit. He's probably a poor kid who became rich, and is probably more worried about his wallet than anything. So I don't really think he cares about losing to Canelo. But with his talent, and his dad being a former professional heavyweight boxer, he could have done a lot more. I say this because I truly believe that he'll lose to Canelo next week. And if he does lose to Canelo, after he loses to Canelo, that aura of invincibility will go away. I mean, he's going to get a fat paycheck. He's probably excited about that. His team is excited about that. But I think this is a fighter who got comfortable. And he's going to get comfortable after this fight. He's not a fighter who's learned from his mistakes throughout his career. I talked about it earlier. Jaime Munguia has zero defense from 2015 now to 2024. He's gone to war with fighters that he should have taken out in the first round. He gets hit with everything. He doesn't know how to fight going backwards. Canelo's going to go forward. He's stronger, powerful, more powerful than Munguia. Has fought in bigger guys with a bigger punch than Munguia. So I believe Munguia's puncher chance is non-existent. And if we talk about Munguia's career, he's fought less competition But with that last competition, he's been close to being stopped many times. And now this kid has been boxing for 10 years. And we know there's wear and tear. To this day, he has yet to make any changes in his style. He's not learning. Jamie Munguia, yeah, he beat John Ryder this month. And he did it better than Canelo. But John Ryder is a fighter that goes forward. Canelo is a patient fighter who counters. Munguia goes forward as well. So naturally, Munguia was going to get rid of him faster anyways. It doesn't mean that he's on Canelo's level. It's just the way the styles work out. Canelo's very patient. He looks for the counter punches, and he did against John Ryder. Munguia has just destroyed. That fight was made from Munguia's style. If we look at other fights where Munguia has looked bad compared to other fighters, let's talk about the Gary O'Sullivan fight. Gary O'Sullivan was a good Canadian boxer, but not great. When he fought Munguia, he almost knocked him out at one point. David Lemieux knocked this guy out in the first round with like the first punch that he threw. Does that mean that David Lemieux would beat Munguia? Absolutely not. The math does not add up ever in any combat sport. So let's get that out of our brain. Munguia is in his prime now. He should know what a jab is. He should know how to set up traps, how to move around the ring, how to defend body punches, how to fight going backwards. But he hasn't learned any of that because he's never been tested. He's never fought stiff competition. Every fight he wins because of his power and he's strong and he goes forward. That's it. And I know he's going to lose to Canelo, and I know he'll lose his O. This is the type of fighter who's chasing the money, not legacy. So I worry about him after this fight because once he loses to Canelo, he's going to risk more of his career since his O's already. So what happens when he fights a Charlo or guys like that who are a lot more skilled than him? It's a shame because I believe this is the most talented Mexican right now and of the past few years. We're talking about a lanky guy. Most lanky guys aren't powerful, they're not strong, but this guy has fucking everything. If he had the right team, he could have been really great. And I believe he could have made more money than he will for this Canelo fight. I mean, if he were to be challenged, he would have even grown to Canelo's level and maybe even beat Canelo in this upcoming fight. The money would have been endless, but people don't think about the long term. Jamie Munguia is one of those guys. He's settling for this fight and a few fights afterwards to retire. Yeah, I could have seen him as one of the Mexicans' GOATs, one of the best of all time. I mean, if he would have challenged himself properly and not like promoters like run his career, he could have done so much. He didn't dare to be great, and then I think we're going to see that this upcoming fight where Munguia is going to lose to Canelo and probably lose a few fights afterwards and just become forgotten after a few years, quite frankly. Well, anyways, tell me what you think about Munguia in the comments. I'll get back to you. Have a good one.